Yes, my name is Emb Hashmi. Obviously, I wasn't born with the name M, and I normally tell people that you'll remember me if you think of James Bond. I'll let you ponder for a moment. So I'm a journalist for the BBC. I'm also a reporter. I do lots of producing. I mainly work on national radio and television, newsy stuff and sporty stuff because I love sports. I absolutely love cricket. And some of the stuff that I've done is, for example, I did a commission for Victoria Derbyshire, which you can see on BBC Two, and it's also available online, on a young victim who survived a Peshawar school attack. His name is Ahmed Nawaz. I really enjoy telling stories because I think that it not just educates people, but it enlightens them, and I only do what I do if I can make a difference in someone's life. But I think through journalism you can do that. I'm also the founder of Rising Girl, which is a new charity that helps girls rise in education and overcome their obstacles. So we have a project in the UK and one in Pakistan. And one in Pakistan is the Rising Girl Scholarship, which helps girls rise through 4 objectives, and the one in the UK is basically working in schools with girls aged 16 to 18 and helps them rise from some major obstacles like domestic violence and mental health issues, so that they can stay on in school and become these amazing women that they want to become, rather than drop out because they don't know how to overcome their obstacles. So basically, I fell into journalism. Journalism wanted me. I wasn't sure I wanted journalism. When I was at school, I wrote for the school paper. Then when I was sort of 16, 17, I started writing for the free paper. Then I went on and had my own show on a community radio station. It's a cooking show actually, funnily enough. And then it just kind of evolved from there. When I was at university, I wrote for the university kind of free papers and things. And I just then I started mentoring people at a media charity for youth. I think it's called Youth TV at the time. And I just kind of evolved from there. Then I started writing for the local paper part-time. Then I started, then I moved on to another paper and I became the editor, and then launched a magazine for them. And then I went on to the BBC and I started working for a regional BBC station, BBC Radio Derby, a few days a week. And it just evolved from there really, where I was producing 6 news items for a 2-hour programme that used to come out every Sunday. And then I went on to national news and I did everything from interview Pele, which was amazing, interviewed so many different high profile people. I was door knocking unsuspecting MPs. Don't think they were very pleased about that, but obviously that's just part and parcel of the job. And then some of my items and things and interviews that I did went on News at 10, which is a highlight for many journalists. But that is kind of how I started. Obviously, whilst I was doing that, I went to university, I did a media degree, then I went on and I did a higher diploma in journalism. So kind of got my qualifications and my experience, but both are both are important. I think rather than one person, any woman who has struggled and become this amazing success story is my inspiration. I just think that women always seem to have it bad, and we always work harder and we always struggle harder because we don't just have, for example, a career path to think about. Like for myself, like I'm a single mom, I've got my son, I've got my career, I've got the charity that I founded, I've got family and friends, and I've got all the other things that I do in my life and balance. And I just think any woman who manages to succeed and becomes this amazing lawyer, politician, accountant, entrepreneur, author, whatever she is, with all the challenges and obstacles that she's faced, is an inspiration in herself. So any woman who's risen through obstacles is my biggest inspiration. What I'd say is the challenges you'll face are it's ultra competitive. So if you really wanted to, for example, work for the BBC, which is something that a lot of people do want to do, it's incredibly difficult, it's very competitive, and you do need to be the best at your field, or at least what I would recommend, and this is what I tell people who are thinking of entering journalism, is go out and get as much experience as you like. And today it's much easier because you can pick up your phone and you can do blogs, and you can blog yourself to death, and you can post it online, you can write, you can do things that actually you don't have to do under an organisation, but then it gives you the experience. So when you do apply for jobs in organisations like the BBC where I work, you have a portfolio of things that you can actually show them, which will give you, I think it would give you an added advantage because you're actually actively pursuing the career that you want to do. So yeah, it's incredibly competitive. The other things are, and I have to be a specialist. It always helps if you have a specific knowledge. So career highlights, I've had a few. For example, breaking in and working for the BBC is amazing. The opportunities that I've had within the BBC have been amazing. They've supported me and they've helped me to excel. And then I interview people like Pele, which was absolutely amazing. Like, he's a living legend. And the kind of people that I have interviewed and interacted with because of my work, I would probably normally never have the opportunity to even meet. So that has been pretty amazing. One of the great things was when I got commissioned to do a film for Victoria Derbyshire about a young boy called Ahmed Nawaz, who was shot as part of the Peshawar school attack in Pakistan. He lost his brother, and I told his story in like 7 minutes. And it's a very powerful story, and it got the highest viewers for the Victoria Derbyshire website and the social media pages. And even to this day, because it's been a few years now, it's still being shared, it's still being liked, it's been used on presentations. People are actually taking clips of my film and using it for their own films because it was such a powerful story. And I'm really proud of that, because if I can tell a story and make a difference in someone's life, inspire someone, enlighten someone, or educate someone, then I'm doing something right, and that's why I'm doing journalism. Yes, actually, I was quite, I don't know if timid would be the right word, but I was never forthcoming, especially in my career. So I just went along and did the best I could do in the job that I was doing. So for example, if I was producing a BBC News item, I was just producing the item. But if I wanted to be the reporter on that or the presenter on that, I wouldn't push myself to do that. I just thought, I don't think I have the confidence to move forward. So I think now, being the person I am and the things that I've learned, I probably would have pushed myself more as a younger me, so I could have maybe excelled further and probably been a lot further in my career now. So I think that's one of the things, and I think it does have a lot to do with being a woman as well, because we're not as confident as men. The read statistics like women are 50% less likely to do things that men will do 100%. So I think that is true. Because for me, it was like, no, it's not the right time yet, I don't have enough experience. I was making every excuse, but actually, why didn't I just try it? Why didn't I just speak to an editor? Why didn't I say, this is what I'd like to do? And perhaps I could have been a lot further quicker, but hey ho, you learn. And that's one of the kind of things I've learned in life. The other thing that I've learned is never leave something dwelling. If there's something that you really want to do it. Don't leave it for next year or the year after, or just put it in a planner. Actually try and do it, because at least you know that actually you did try. If you failed or if you succeeded is another story, but trying is really important, and that's something that I've really taken on board this year. And there's quite a few things that I want to do outside of my journalism career, like a charity, like a social enterprise that I'm trying to start, and a few other things that I'm just pushing myself and doing it. I'm saying, you know what, and this is something that I've just started doing this year. So I've learned a lot of lessons in life. So yeah, if there's something you really want to do it. So Rising Girl is a new charity. It was founded about a year ago, and we got our charity registration about 4 months ago. And currently we are working on fundraising for our UK pilot, which will be delivered by Barnardo's, which will help girls in the UK in school that are aged between 16 and 18. And we want to help them overcome obstacles like domestic violence, forced marriage, honour-based violence and mental health, so that they don't drop out of school because of these issues, but they learn how to overcome them so they can go on to further education and follow their life ambition and become these amazing women that they want to become. And then we also have a 4-point objective scholarship for girls in Pakistan who cannot afford to go to school. So we will then find donors to sponsor them and follow their journey in education so that they can lift themselves out of poverty and into prosperity. So these are the two main kind of core projects that we're working on, and we always want people to come and join the Rising Girl journey and volunteer for us. So we're really open to like new people as well. So being a journalist, I'm all over social media. So I'm on Twitter, Instagram. I do have a Facebook profile, which I might be thinking of deactivating, but I have a Facebook page as well. They're all under the name of Emb Journalist, which is EMB Journalist. You can connect with me on social media. I have just actually opened a LinkedIn page as well. So you're most welcome to connect with me. That would be amazing as well. I love connecting with people. I love hearing people's stories, most importantly. Rising Girl has its own social media, so the website is www.risinggirl.co.uk, and then we are on Twitter, which is @risinggirl_, Instagram @risinggirl2_, and Facebook page is RG Rising Girl, only because somebody stole the name Rising Girl.